D2 Word Life here with Rip, the king of asshole tides.
It's more like D2 make me famous.
I'm already famous. I'm famous for getting fucked in video games. Now that that's out of the dang way. I mean, hell. How many times we play Game of Pain on Fortnite and I keep getting my ass kicked over and over and over again? But then again, I keep playing that with you, hoping for a different result. That's the definition of insanity.
Yes.
But today we're not here to talk about my losing streak on Fortnite's Game of Pain against you. We're here to talk about the King of the Ring 2001. Which was my pick, a freaking show you regretted watching that you'd hate, that you didn't want to do.
Yeah, because it's a cringy ass fucking storyline.
And we'll get into that in time here, but this event took place on June 24th, 2001. I wonder what would happen on that day exactly 6 years later. But that's beside the point. Yeah, that'll be for next week's review. According to you, asshole. Right? And this event took place in East Rutherford, New Jersey at the Continental Airlines Arena with a reported attendance of 17,777. A lot of sevens there. Right?
Yeah.
And the commentators for this event was Jim Ross and Paul Heyman. An underrated commentary duo, but I still found entertaining listening to their commentary during this time period. Right?
Yeah.
And the ring announcer was Howard Finkel. And I know you were before we get into it, I know you were disappointed because your boy Michael Cole didn't even make one appearance, not even as a backstage interviewer during this show.
I know you were upset.
Oh, come on. You know you were disappointed. You didn't even see him backstage. He wasn't even a part of this show in any way, shape, or
I
form.
know you were so upset about it, buddy.
Oh, come on. We all know Michael Cole's your favorite announcer.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, you're trying to freaking campaign for Michael Cole for Hall of Fame, which, let's be honest, that probably will happen eventually. For his freaking commentary career.
No, you want it for his wrestling career.
No, that's what you want, asshole.
No, that's what you want, dickhead.
I do not want to sit there and watch another Michael Cole match, ever.
Yes, you do. You want to see him face Gunther.
No, that's you. You're the one talking about that, not me.
No, you just told me just a couple hours ago that you were hoping that he would dust off his orange singlet and freaking wrestle Gunther to get revenge for Pat McAfee.
You must have been talking to her friend Eagles fan, because I know for a fact that wasn't me who said any of that shit.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. Don't let him lie to you. He's a habitual liar.
Don't let him gaslight you guys. He loves it.
Just like how... Yeah, I love every Michael Cole match about as much as you love the angle we're going to be talking about from this show.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, we see the opening hype package for this show, hyping up the King of the Ring tournament plus the main event here. We go to the introduction. We get introduced to the show by Heyman and Ross themselves, talking about welcoming every fan watching a pay-per-view of the show. But then we didn't even get to a match right away. Who was the first person to come out?
It's me. It's DDP.
Yes, Diamond Dallas Page made his WWE debut on the Raw prior to this show, and he was the one revealed as The Undertaker's wife's stalker. Which, that was a terrible angle. Not gonna lie. We talked about how crap that angle was during the 2001 SummerSlam review, and we're talking about it here because this is where it really started. Right?
Yeah.
And pretty much Diamond Dallas Page came out, and pretty much, I'm just saying what he said briefly. He pretty much said that that he was gonna be here at the arena no matter what, even if he had to buy a ticket, and that he's not gonna be hard to find because he's gonna be the one with the sign that says "Make me famous" with an arrow pointing down.
Well, he said he was invited by Taker because Taker invited him to be there. He's like, oh, I was going to be here regardless, even if I had to buy a ticket, sit in the stand, whatever. I'm not going to be hard to find. I have this sign, make me famous.
Oh, we all know the real reason why Taker wanted DDP around in that arena, so he can beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and before we even talk about the matches, I need to say this. Honorable mention goes to the Sunday Night Heat match that took place before the pay-per-view, and that was Matt Hardy defeating Just Incredible to retain the European Championship. It's funny how you knew Just Incredible's character, but you didn't know who Aldo Montoya was, which was also a character played by Just Incredible in the 90s during his first WWE run.
Well, that's because he was fucking different. He actually had hair.
Yeah, and he was wearing a mask that looked like a freaking goddamn jockstrap. Anyway.
Right? Yes. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, who?
And you're like, what? And then when I told you who played that character, you're like, oh, no. Oh, okay. Now I know who it was.
Yeah, because I know him as Justin fucking Credible, the bald fucking wrestling dude from ECW, SmackDown, and fucking Raw at the time.
It's part of the X Factor stable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? This is the second King of the Ring we're talking about, and he competed in a dark match or a Sunday Night Heat match at this point. Again, years so some things never change over the years, do they?
Yeah, well, he had a fucking creepy ass character that fucking looked weird. I'm like, this gimmick ain't gonna last long. Which gladly it didn't.
Anyway, after DDP's little like promo to start off the show and taking a seat in the crowd, we go on to the first match of the night, which was a semifinal round for the 2001 King of the Ring. And
it was Kurt Angle versus your boy Christian.
Except this was when Christian was still in his tag team with Edge. They would literally split like a couple months later, but still, right?
Yeah, because Christian would join WCW at that time.
Or more accurately, the Alliance, but still same thing, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing I was thinking is like, damn, missed opportunity. They could have had Christian win this match and Edge win the next match. Then you'd have the finals between the two, but that didn't happen. Oh, and I hope you're a fan of Kurt Angle. Lord knows you're going to be seeing him a lot in this show.
Yeah, he had 3 fucking matches on this fucking pay-per-view. 1 was the semifinal. 2 was the fucking final. 3 was his fucking street fight with Shane.
With Shane, yeah. Oh, and this event took place back when Kurt Angle still had hair. You feel old yet?
Fuck off.
I feel like I have to bring that up every time we see an old event like that. That was before Angle got his head shaved. Right?
Yes. It wasn't just shaved, it was massacred.
Yeah.
His hair was so afraid it never grew back.
Oh, and that's just dripping with irony when you think about it, and I'll explain the irony later. Anyway, I know we kind of spoiled the result of this match, but this is all event. Everyone knows what happened anyway. But we have Angle versus Christian here in the semifinals. It's like
yeah, no, I was just saying that I didn't spoil nothing because I just said he had 3 matches, which was the semi, then the final match if he passed that, and then he already had another match prior to.
He already
lined
had
up before that, even if he would have lost.
Yeah. So at the
was the match against Shane.
so
the only wrestler that had 3 fucking matches that night.
Yeah, so at the very minimum, Angle would have had to wrestle twice, right?
Yes.
3 at max during this show, right?
Yes.
But yeah, Angle dominated the match early on with his Olympic-style wrestling, trying to freaking get the advantage over Christian and actually try to finish the match rather quickly, considering, you know, he had other matches on his mind at the time that he had to kind of keep in shape for without getting gaslit or gassed out or tired, right? Which is almost impossible in the world of pro wrestling, but Christian started getting the momentum over Angle with his moveset back and forth. It was like a quick back and forth match, and either way, Christian at some points in the match looked like he had the advantage over Angle, including hitting a spinning wheel kick or heel kick on Angle, knocking him down.
Well, honestly, Christian could have won this.
Yeah.
If Shane did not interfere.
Yeah, I was about to say, at one point, referee was distracted. Shane McMahon came out. Well, he came out before the ref was kind of distracted with him, along with Angle, right?
Well, he came out after Christian hit the spinning wheel kick. Then he comes out just to like kind of distract Angle because he was going for his Angle slam as well.
Christian did nail the unprettier.
Yes.
And right when Christian was going for the pin, freaking Shane McMahon yanked Christian off the pin. Right?
Yep.
Confusing everybody. They're like, why is Shane McMahon helping out freaking Kurt Angle here? And, well, Angle took advantage of this distraction, nailed the Angle slam on a Christian, and got the 3 count in advance to the finals. And everyone was confused. Why would Shane McMahon help Kurt Angle advance to the finals of the King of the Ring? And then it dawned on everybody, oh, maybe he helped him advance to the finals. That way Angle had one more match to compete in before his scheduled match with him. So he's more blown up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Well, like I said, Christian could have literally won the he could have literally won that match. Not saying that he could have won the whole fucking King of the Ring shit, but
no doubt in my mind, Christian had that match won if it wasn't for Shane McMahon.
Yes.
To advance to the finals, at least. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, after the match, they addressed that there was some rumors going around that either Benoit or Jericho was going to defect to WCW if they won the WWE, if one of them won the WWE Championship later on in the night. Right?
Yeah, well, we all knew for damn sure fucking Benoit and Jericho were not going to fucking defect to fucking WCW because WCW fucking wasted them.
Yo, well, despite the fact that both of them were wrestled for WCW in the past, hell, if you want to include Austin, all 3 of them wrestled for WCW in the past, back in the 90s at some point.
Yeah, he wrestled in WCW as the Hollywood Blonde, then as the Ringmaster. Then when he was injured, he was going to come back in his black trunks as a heel. And then they're like, oh, no, that won't ever work.
Yeah, no one's going to buy a main event caliber superstar wearing black trunks and black boots. No. And then what did Austin do? He signed with WWE and slowly got to that freaking Steve Austin character with a bald head, black trunks, and black boots.
Yes.
And while that was happening, back in 96 to 97 to 98, what did Eric Bischoff and WCW do? They found somebody with a bald head, made him wear black trunks and black boots. His name was Goldberg. Figure that one out, right?
Yeah, they said the same thing with Taker when he before he left, and look what happened.
Yeah, Ole Anderson back then was like, told young Mark Howley, yeah, you're good, but no one's ever gonna pay money to see you wrestle. You're fired. You won't have a future in this business. Yeah, that was a colossal fuck up.
And then they did the same thing with fucking Jericho and Benoit.
Yeah,
And, what,
yeah.
and then what the fuck happened?
They became stars somewhere else, mostly in WWE,
Yes.
right? At the time, so yeah.
Yeah, because they came in, Benoit came in with the Radicals, fucking Eddie, Dean
Saturn,
Malenko, Perry Saturn, and
yeah, those were the
yeah.
three or four. It's like Jericho came in because he was frustrated with the booking, never freaking could break out in the main event. Got a match with Goldberg shot down, and Benoit and the rest of them just left due to creative frustrations.
Yeah, and then and then they gave him a shitty U.S. title run.
Which that didn't work, and then they tried giving Benoit the WCW championship literally on his last night with WCW, and to try to have him sign over the last minute, and Benoit still said, "Nope, screw this company." As we know, right?
Yes.
But anyway, after that little, off track. We gone off track. This is why these freaking like these reviews last about an hour and a half on average. We always go off track talking about stuff.
Oh no, I was still on track because I was just saying that we all knew for a fact that they wouldn't fucking defect to them.
Yeah, but after that rumor was addressed, freaking DDP got interviewed again. But then we see some interesting footage.
Yeah, we see freaking someone stalking DDP, and DDP is fucking yelling over the fucking video, so it was kind of fucking hilarious.
And they're like, "Well, I don't like it when my privacy is invaded." I'm like, the stalker.
Well, first we had Paul Heyman go up to DDP's, and you really want to, you really had some balls. He didn't say balls because he was saying some other shit. And,
but you might as well have.
DDP's like, you mean balls?
Yeah. Yeah, and then all of a sudden that footage came up, and then that's when you thought 2 wrongs don't make a right. Because if I'm ever in a situation where someone's stalking me, naturally my first thought is to take a video camera and stalk the stalker. Why get the police involved when you could also commit a crime? No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Right.
Well, and DDP's like, yeah, Taker, I'm here, I'm waiting, blah, blah, blah.
It's like blah, 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 yeah, same shit that he said at the start of the show. Anyway, we go on to our next King of the Ring semifinal match, which was between the Man Beast Rhino and Edge.
Which Edge and Rhino, they really did not have any bad matches. They really didn't.
Yeah, and the reason they had actually good matches back then is, well, it helped they were friends backstage and kind of knew each other's movesets back and forth to have a match flow great, right?
Yeah, well, even later in their years when they were competing, they still didn't have a bad match.
Yeah, but in the early going, Rhino was in control over Edge, and well, eventually untied the turnbuckle bag as Rhino was being the heel here, right?
Yeah.
Edge went into that a couple times, and eventually there was a double knockout shot when both of them pretty much speared or gored each other, however you want to call it, trying to hit their finishers at the same time.
They both double noggin knocked each other because they were fucking both go. Rhino was going for the gore and Edge was going for his spear, and they fucking noggin knocked.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, basically the gore and the spear basically is the same type of maneuver. That's why they hit each other in the fucking head. Right?
Yeah, no, it was fucking funny because they both cued each other, which was a kind of a miscue on their part that they were both going to hit their damn finishers, and then right when they're close to each other, like, well, at this moment, we know we fucked up.
Might as well not back out now and just go for a double knockout.
Yes.
And of course, Rhino was the first one back to his feet, and this was like in the middle of the match near the end, right? Rhino tried to go for another gore, but Edge moved out of the way, and Rhino hit the freaking turnbuckle that he exposed earlier in the match, which allowed Edge to nail an execution on Rhino to get the pinfall win and advance to the finals.
Yep.
So yeah, your thoughts on this one?
It wasn't a bad match, like I said. Those two really never had a bad match to my knowledge. I think maybe they had one that was on TV, but their other matches, they were all bangers.
So yeah, the finals of the 2001 King of the Ring tournament is set. Edge versus Angle. Oh, that's dripping with irony. But anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, before we talk about that, we have to talk about one other match that happened in between. But did we have another DDP freaking interview here or nah? Actually,
yeah. Well, we had Taz interviewing Jericho
in the back.
No, not Taz. Someone else was interviewing Jericho, and then Taz was interviewing Benoit.
Oh yeah, it was your boy, the coach, interviewing Jericho in the back, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and
it's Benoit, funny how I said your boy, the coach, and you just answered yes.
No, I said yeah, whatever.
And then it was Taz trying to interview Benoit in the back.
And Benoit got up into freaking Taz's face like he normally did. He's like, "Oh, you want to know that? That's actually a really good question."
Yeah, you notice Jericho, when they were asked about this, Jericho and Benoit both answered the question like politicians.
Yes.
Avoiding the straight yes or no answer with other shit, and then walking away.
Because everyone knew there was no way in hell that they were ever going to go back to WCW.
Of course, Jericho's responses, I believe, were more freaking creative, right?
Yes, but still, we as fans knew that there was no way in hell, because people saw how WCW treated Benoit and Christian freaking Jericho.
Yep. Yeah, and then we go on to our next match, which was for the Tag Team Championship, and I guess this was an impromptu match made on Sunday Night Heat. It was the Dudley Boys defending their newly won tag team titles against Spike Dudley and our mystery partner.
Well, that was also that was the other backstage interview that was before Benoit and Jericho's that
they showed on Heat because
since they were bullying Spike Dudley and his kayfabe girlfriend Molly Holly backstage every freaking show, that Spike Dudley is like, "Oh, if you guys want to cause trouble, then come cause trouble," and that's what kind of escalated it into the match.
Yeah, and the story on this, the Dudley Boys just won the tag team titles again, defeating Benoit and Jericho on the SmackDown prior to this, thanks to Austin's interference. And then, the backstage stuff happened at this show, like you said, it ended up with this match. So the Dudley Boys made their entrance first, right?
Yeah, there was Spike Dudley and a mystery partner. And who was that mystery partner?
Well, it didn't take us too long to guess, because after the Dudley Boys freaking made their entrance, we didn't hear Spike Dudley's theme go on, even though it was pretty much the similar version of the Dudley's theme song. All of a sudden, we hear flames explode, and Kane and Spike Dudley came out.
Yes.
The Kane's theme song, and Kane at this point was the reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Yes.
So the Dudley Boys are defending the tag titles against Kane and Spike Dudley.
Yeah, the Dudleys didn't want to have anything to do with fucking Kane.
Yeah,
they really did not.
Yeah, and it just dawned on me, the reason Kane freaking agreed to be Spike Dudley's partner in this match, he was looking to get revenge on Bubba for busting the back of Taker's head open months earlier.
Yes.
If you know, you know, right?
It wasn't me. I'm the one.
Jesus. Yeah, ever since freaking Devon said that on Taker's freaking podcast, I can't unsee that from the 2001 No Way Out show now. Right? When you notice
Yeah,
it.
because fucking Bubba Ray decided just in the split second, oh, we're gonna switch targets. I'm gonna hit Taker. You're gonna hit Kane.
He's like, oh shit. Right?
Yes.
But yeah, Spike was a legal man for his team for most of it, but the Dudleys were dominating the match. Kane got the hot tag in. Kane dominated the Dudleys. Bubba Ray and Devon wanted nothing to do with Kane.
Yes.
Like you were saying. And of course, late in the match, Kane tagged Spike back in. Of course, Bubba got nailed with a Dudley dog, and Spike tried to go for the pin, but Devon freaking stopped Spike from getting the 3 count. And of course, with Kane laid out on the outside by the Dudley boys, whatever, freaking, the end of the match came when freaking Spike tried to nail the Dudley dog onto Devon, or onto Bubba again, who reversed it into a freaking 3D.
Yep.
Thus, freaking Bubba pinned Spike for the 3 count to retain the tag titles. And of course, after the match, Kane got a little bit of revenge by clearing the Dudley boys out of the ring. And then picking up Spike's unconscious body and carrying him to the back.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this?
Well, that's because Bubba Ray and Devon were gonna hit the 3D on the table.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Because
that.
Bubba Ray told Devon to get the table, and Kane gets up and
Decides to just chokeslam Bubba through the table.
Yep.
And with that, Kane was like, well, I'm satisfied. Your debt's now paid from No Way Out.
Oh no, it wasn't paid because they would shortly face Kane and Taker for the tag team titles.
It's like, yeah. Anyway, your thoughts on this?
That's when Taker got the receipt because he's like, "Oh, this is a long time coming."
He'd be like, yeah, I can just imagine when that happened. I can just picture Taker going up on the ring and be like, hey, buddy, remember when? Kind of like something you'd say to me.
Yes.
But anyway, your thoughts on this tag team title match?
It was good for what it was.
No, by any means, I didn't think Kane and Spike Dudley was going to win this matchup. Obviously, they were a makeshift tag team, but at least Kane didn't take the pin, and he looked dominant throughout this whole dang match. So, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we go... Yeah, then the next thing we see is a shot of WWF New York back then, which was a restaurant back then where they showed shows, right?
Yeah.
And who did we see get interviewed there?
The one, Billy Gunn.
Yeah, and I had flashbacks to the show you made us review last week. I'm like, we don't need to talk about King Ass. Again, for a second week in a row.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and he was asked his opinion on who he thinks is going to win the King of the Ring between Edge and Angle, but Billy Gunn made it apparent he didn't give a who won. Right? Basically.
Yeah, because he was never he never had any matches at the for the King of the Ring for a semifinal a qualifier, nothing.
Not even a first round match. He was left out of the tournament despite being a former King of the Ring winner.
Yeah, they had every other former King of the Ring winner there, but not Billy Gunn.
Yeah, and that's because no one cared about King Ass.
Yes, they did.
More like you did. I never really did. Billy Gunn in my opinion, Billy Gunn was a great tag team competitor, but his singles run and his King of the Ring win really didn't go anywhere. You know that to be true, right? I mean, I give him an A. I gave him an A forever for trying, but it just did not work, as we know. You know what I'm saying?
That's because they had him fucking get squashed, but
But anyway, after that whole interaction, we go to the King of the Ring finals here already. It was Kurt Angle versus Edge. And yeah, that's driven with irony because earlier when you mentioned when Angle got his hair cut butchered so bad that his hair never grew back, who was the one who gave him that butchered haircut?
Edge.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm like, well, that's driven with irony talking about that. But that would be like, that wouldn't happen for like another year. This was their first encounter on pay-per-view was the King of the Ring finals. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then both men made their entrances here, and Angle was like, yeah, this. I hope this doesn't freaking. Angle was saying something along the lines of like, this doesn't affect our friendship. I want to become a 2-time King of the Ring. All you gotta do is lay down. Well, Edge wasn't having any of that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this ended up being a competitive match between the two. Of course, Edge and Angle never really had a bad match against each other back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Angle was focusing on Edge's ribs, the injured body part that was worked on by Rhino in the previous match that Edge had, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Angle was in control of Edge until Edge battled back, eventually applying the ankle. Of course, Angle got back in control, applied the ankle lock on Edge, but Edge reversed into a freaking pinfall, which is pretty much what he did during the match they would have about a year later. But you know, Angle got out of it, kicked out of it, right?
Yeah.
Of course, then we see Christian coming out to distract the referee, right?
Yeah.
Almost preventing Edge from winning the King of the Ring tournament while Angle applied another ankle lock on the Edge. And of course, Edge freaking tapped out, but the match continued because the referee was distracted, right?
Yeah.
But then we see more interference because who came out this time? It was Shane McMahon again, right?
Yeah.
And Shane McMahon came out and freaking took out Angle or distracted Angle long enough for Edge to nail a spear on Angle. And freaking Edge followed up by nailing Angle with an execution to win the 2001 King of the Ring tournament.
Well, he jumped into the ring and hit fucking Angle from the side.
Yep. So yeah, Shane McMahon interfered on Angle's behalf to make him wrestle a second match and to cost Angle from becoming a 2-time King of the Ring winner. Your thoughts on this? Because Edge and Angle would have better matches that didn't have any interference, obviously.
It was a decent final match for Edge and Angle.
And with this victory, Edge became King Edge.
Yeah, and then they would have the backstage interview where Coachman was saying, how do you feel? And then Christian's like, oh, I came out just to help you. He's like, oh, why else would you come out?
Yeah, that was kind of a little planting the seeds moment because we all know what would happen a couple months later. Right?
Yeah.
Which we still need to talk about their matches in that feud. But anyway, I thought it was an alright match. We've seen better matches between the two, but it was an alright match, and well, it had more storyline development going into what would be a messed up violent match later. Right?
It's just like, oh yeah, this is the era of awesomeness.
And I'm just thinking, yeah, and when I heard that, I'm just thinking to myself, damn, is that what inspired Miz for his freaking catchphrase?
Yes.
Other than really, right?
Really?
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 Seriously?
What?
Really?
What?
Really?
What?
Really?
What?
Okay, we can reside what a fucking promo between Austin and Miz would sound like, but we got more matches to talk about. What?
What?
Anyway, didn't I think DDP got interviewed once again with more freaking stalker footage being played?
Well, then at this point, it was DDP was getting tired of waiting. He's like, "Oh, come on out."
Come on now,
All his spiel, and then all you see is
well,
footage being shown of him arriving at the arena. He's like, "Oh, Taker, I'm not out there. I'm out here. Come and get me." And then it showed all the back, the footage from the back. And then who would come out?
no,
Sarah.
actually no, they showed that, but we also have one more match that happened before that, if I remember correctly. It was the light heavyweight title match, and then that whole thing happened afterwards.
Oh yeah, no, it was Jeff Hardy versus
X-Pac.
X-Pac.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy was the reigning defending light heavyweight champion at the time. Of course, X-Pac came out with his Uncle Cracker X Factor theme song.
No.
Yeah. I'm surprised Matt Hardy and Justin Credible were not ringside during this whole dang match, right?
Well, Matt Hardy wasn't part of X Factor.
Well, he was Jeff Hardy's tag team partner, that's why I said it. And Justin Credible was part of X Factor, and they had a match on Heat earlier in the night, so yeah.
Well, they told them that they told X Factor, which was Albert and Justin Credible and Matt Hardy, to stay in the back.
Yep. So Jeff Hardy dominated the match in the early part, but X-Pac got control. X-Pac got in control. He was
Jeff Hardy tried to go for his whisper in the wind, and freaking X-Pac just fucking was like, nope.
Yeah, because X-Pac was trying to wrestle more grounded style for this light heavyweight title match when Jeff Hardy was the one trying to do the high flying, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense because Jeff Hardy is a high flyer anyway. But here's the closing moments briefly here. X-Pac did nail Jeff Hardy with the X Factor and actually got the 3 count. But the referee at the last, after counting 3, was like, "Oh, no. Jeff Hardy's foot was on the rope."
No, he got a 2 count because Jeff Hardy literally put his foot on the rope when the referee hit 2, and then the referee decided to hit 3, and then he saw Jeff Hardy's foot on the rope. He's like, no.
Which to me, that's kind of loose rule, because how many times have we seen wrestlers put their foot on the rope on the 2 count, and the ref counts 3 and just awards the match to the person who pinned him? But in this situation, the referee was like, "Oh, no, sorry, foot's on the rope." I'm like, huh? Makes no sense. Be consistent with your damn rules, right? So either way, freaking, X-Pac tried to nail another X Factor, but it got reversed into a twist of fate, followed by a Swanton Bomb, and Jeff got the pinfall win to retain the light heavyweight title.
Yep.
So basically, because of the loose rules that the referees sometimes go by and don't go by, this was the X-Pac got screwed here. It was the King of the Ring screw job.
Not necessarily, because you could literally see that Jeff put his foot on the rope when the referee was counting, and then the ref just right after the ref hit the 3, he looked up when he was supposed to look regardless.
Yep.
And then X-Pac decided to celebrate.
But yeah, whatever. It's not all bad, because if I remember correctly, X-Pac would win the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. at some point, and then unify the light heavyweight championship with it by SummerSlam that in 2001 anyway, or a couple months after this anyway, so it's not all bad. Right?
No.
But yeah, your thoughts on this one?
An okay match.
Yep. So yeah, they did a DDP freaking, yeah, like I said, they did a DDP interview before this match, I believe, but then they did one afterwards, which resulted in everything you said. And who was the one that was stalking DDP?
It turns the camera around, and it's Sarah.
Yeah, which was the Undertaker's second wife, by the way. Right?
Yes.
And of course, DDP was like in the ring at this point. Come on, Taker, I'm begging you, make me famous. I'm right here. I ain't leaving until you come out, basically, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the Undertaker came out. He didn't even come out on his motorcycle. He came out wearing his street gear, and when he just stood there, he goes, well, I'm going to put these gloves on slowly and make DDP think about it. Right?
Yeah.
Think about this ass whipping he's about to receive. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, Taker then got in the ring, and to say that fucking Taker was dominating this, I guess what you call an unsanctioned fight, considering there was no referee in the ring, I guess the winner's determined when the opponent just runs away or something for this little like segment. To say that the Undertaker was dominating was an understatement, right?
This wasn't even a match. It was a fucking ass whooping.
I mean, DDP...
Fucking Taker comes out with his "you're gonna fucking pay" theme.
Slowly puts the gloves on.
Slowly puts the gloves on. Fucking DDP's like, at this moment, I fucked up.
And then the Undertaker got in the ring and proceeded to beat the shit out of DDP. Right?
No, he didn't just beat the shit out of him. He beat the holy shit out of him.
Of course, during this whole scrap, DDP managed to fight back by being a dick to Taker's dead men. Or if you or based on the character, if you want to base on the character, he was a dick to freaking Taker's big evils.
Well, yeah, he freaking hit one low blow, and that was and Taker's like,
I'm gonna fuck you up twice as
yeah.
hard. Right?
He's just like, he just looks up and was like, uh-huh.
Yeah, and Taker responded.
What does he proceed to do? He just proceeds punching him in the gut.
And in the fucking head. Right?
No, he was fucking punching him in the gut for quite a while. He's just like, bah, 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 bah.
Oh, not to mention the whole time Sarah was out of ringside with a camera filming all this shit. Right?
Yeah, so then fucking DDP gets out of the ring and fucking's like, oh yeah, I'm safe. Looks around and looks back.
Yeah, I'm not safe out here.
He's like, because he's going up to Sarah and like fucking talking shit, and fucking Taker just gets out of the ring and just like, just standing there, just going.
Talk about a caught between a rock and a hard place. Right.
Fucking Sarah just going like this, like, look behind you. DDP just like.
He's like, shit. Right.
And what happens? He freaking proceeds to get his ass whooped yet again.
On the outside of the ring this time. Right.
Yeah, and then freaking DDP just runs away.
Yeah, after they got back in the ring.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, and after getting his ass laid out on the outside of the ring, including getting his head smashed into the turnbuckle and the ring post and the steel steps. Freaking they got back in the ring, Taker nailed one last big boot, and after that, Diamond Dallas Page was like, got out of the ring, goes, fuck this, I'm out, and escaped through the barricade in the crowd.
It wasn't even a fucking big boot, it was more like a fucking Sparta kick.
Yeah, and that's when
DDP fucking kicked him outside the damn ring.
Yeah, and at that point, DDP got over the barricade and ran out and saying, that's it, I'm out. I'm out this bitch, I'm done. Right?
Yes, that's when he knew. He's like, yeah, I should not have taken this angle.
Yeah.
No.
That's when he instantly regretted the angle, but whatever. And the Undertaker's theme song started playing, so I guess the Undertaker unofficially won this unsanctioned fight. Right?
Like I said, it wasn't even a fight. A fight is him fighting back. That was he only had maybe like 5% offense, maybe.
Yeah, if you want to count a low blow as 5% offense.
No, he had like 5%. He did a low blow and freaking hit taker a few times, and then Taker's like, my turn again.
My turn for the rest of it. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, your thoughts on this annihilation of DDP's character?
Fucking cringe storyline, but funny as fuck.
Yeah,
Because it was shortly after this that DDP would tag with
Canyon.
Who Better Than Canyon?
The answer to that is everybody, except for David Flair.
They would win WCW tag team titles and then shortly lose them to Kane and Taker.
They didn't lose them to Kane and Taker. They got destroyed by Kane and Taker in that cage match at SummerSlam a few months later after this.
Yes.
And then what happened? How'd this whole story freaking culminate with DDP taking a loss to The Undertaker's wife on Raw the next night after SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what happened shortly afterwards? After that, DDP had to freaking recover from injury, and his career was never the same after that. Right?
Yep. He had a great run as European champion and Intercontinental champion, but that was about it.
Yeah, at least DDP had one WrestleMania match out of this failed run, and that was against Christian for the European title, but other than that, his WCW run was way more remembered when he won world championships and other titles there throughout his time in WCW, right?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, that was also because Vince was getting back at DDP for basically spitting in his face when he was going to hire him.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, following that character annihilation, we go on to the semi-main event of the evening, which was the street fight between Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon. The only reason why people remember the 2001 King of the Ring mostly is because of this dang match and what happened, right?
Yeah.
And this was the third match that Angle had on this night. Right?
Yep.
And Angle was trying to get revenge on Shane McMahon for costing him the King of the Ring as well earlier in the night. During this fight too. Street fight as well.
Yeah, Shane McMahon was the only one that had fucking music that played that. Because Kurt Angle just came out fucking running from the back.
And if I remember correctly, I think this was the first pay-per-view match that Shane McMahon came out to his freaking Here Comes the Money theme song for the first time.
Yes, it was his first one that he came because he had just bought WCW at that time.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to have Vince's music like he did with his whole entire
yeah, he decided he didn't want it to be the No Chance in Hell theme song anymore. He wanted a different theme song or whatever for his entrance.
Yeah, he wanted to have a whole his own personal entrance, which Here Comes the Money actually was a pretty good entrance for him because he was built up as the rich kid, and I'm surprised they didn't do this sooner for his career.
Yeah, and he came out on pay with the Here Comes the Money theme song for the first time on pay-per-view. And obviously that would be his theme song for the rest of his WWE run.
Yeah, like I said, I'm surprised that they didn't do it before. It would have been very interesting if they did, but
anyway, the start of the match, it kind of went back and forth. Even freaking Angle was goating Shane McMahon in at least once, to try to freaking out wrestle him in Olympic style, which Angle got the advantage. But you know what they say: fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame me once, shame me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Shame me 3 times.
It's like shame me 3 times, or fool me 3 times. Do you even have a brain? Right?
Yes.
But anyway, the second time, Angle tried to goat freaking Shane McMahon into Olympic-style wrestling again, like he did moments earlier. Shane McMahon was like, nah, screw you. I ain't gonna be falling for the same trick. And he kicked Angle right in the ribs.
Yep.
And after some weapon shots all around in the ring and at ringside, they eventually made their way out to the freaking aisleway and up to the King of the Ring set. And this is the spot that everyone remembers from this match. Angle was dominating Shane McMahon on the outside near the entrance set for the King of the Ring. Entrance set here. And Angle went for a belly-to-back suplex. He was going to attempt to suplex Shane to the freaking glass set. And, well, the glass didn't break like planned, and Shane McMahon went right down on his head.
I forgot that there was one more segment. It was Stone Cold, because we forgot the Stone Cold segments, because there was a couple of them. Yeah. Stone Cold went to the commissioner, William Regal, and called Vince to see where he was, and saying, oh, there was rumors that if Jericho or Benoit beat him for the title, they would defect to WCW.
Yep.
And then the street fight happened.
Yeah. And Austin was pacing in the back at that time. Okay. But anyway, catch up to speed. Yeah. Like we said, the Olympic freaking wrestling, freaking fake out, the weapon spots, and then we go. That's just a little recap. And then we go to the spot I was talking about. They were at the King of the Ring set. Angle went for a belly-to-back suplex on Shane McMahon. The glass did not break, and Shane McMahon ended up falling right down onto his head. And even though I knew that spot was coming up, even I was like, oh shit! Seeing it back once again.
Yeah.
And the reason for this is because it was supposed to break on the first impact. Because the glass that was used was supposed to be sugar glass, easily break away, right? Well, whoever constructed the King of the Ring set was paranoid that the sugar glass would break during the opening pyro display. So instead, they had real glass be put in there. And it takes a couple good hits for real glass to break.
Yeah.
So, after they got back up to the feet, Angle went for a belly back suplex again on Shane through the glass, and it didn't break for a second time, and Shane went knocking on his head. Right?
Yeah.
So Angle was just like, screw it on the third attempt. So he went for a belly back suplex again, and this time the freaking goddamn glass actually broke. Right?
Yep.
And even though, and here's rumors from, and even Angle's even talked about this, even though in storyline Vince McMahon wasn't at the arena, he was actually at the arena in the back in gorilla position like he always was. And I guess he was even yelling at the referee, stop this match right now, that's screwed up. Right?
Yeah, because after the third fucking belly-to-back suplex, after the second, it was supposed to stop. Yep. But after the third, fucking both Angle and Shane were cut the fuck up.
Shane was more screwed up than Angle. I mean, he was bleeding profusely out of his fucking head at this point.
Yeah, because he had fucking shards of glass in the back of his damn head.
Yeah, falling in the back of his damn head and on the top of his head. Right? And on his face. But I guess the referee was like, I ain't stopping it for some reason, right? So they were on the inside where the broken glass was. They were on the inside of the set now, right?
No.
And Angle went for a belly back suplex to break the second pane of glass, and that didn't break either. And a bloody Shane landed on his head again for like a third time, right? And I'm just like, dude, this is fucked. I mean, if something like that happened today, they would obviously stop the match, right?
Yeah.
But a bloody Angle picked Shane McMahon up and just tossed him to that freaking second glass panel instead after the failed attempt the first time, right?
Yeah.
Which meant that Shane got another face full of glass on the landing, right?
Yes.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. The match would have been stopped if that happened today. I swear to God, you know that, and I know that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, freaking, I guess Vince was really yelling in the referee's earpiece, stop the match, this is bullshit, right? Yeah, right? And I guess freaking Angle got word of that, so Angle was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to pin fucking Shane McMahon here. Referee's like, oh, you can't do that, it's a street fight. It's a street fight, not a false count anywhere. And I bet even Angle's out yelling out and be like, Vince wants us to stop the match. Who the hell cares at this point? Right?
Well, Shane also fucking was hearing what Vince was like. We gotta end this quick. Either pinfall or get my ass back in the fucking ring.
Of course, Angle was so weak from the freaking blood loss he had to, he couldn't even lift Shane McMahon, so he took one of those like carry-on boxes that they put like their equipment in. Fucking put Shane McMahon the equipment box, yeah. But yeah, he took an equipment box, freaking put Shane McMahon on the top of it, and then wheeled him down to the ring using the equipment box.
Yes.
To try to at least end this match as quick as possible. So yeah, Angle got back in the ring. Freaking Angle went to pin Shane just to end the match, but stubborn Shane kicked out, wanting to get to a certain spot to end the match. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, Angle eventually fought back, and then they made their way up to the top turnbuckle. And then Angle took a piece of like plyboard used as a makeshift like floor to balance himself up there. And Angle nailed a super angle slam from the top rope and finally pinned Shane for a 3 count.
Well, that's because both of them were fucking weak as fuck. They were shaky as hell.
Yeah. Your thoughts on this violent match?
It needed more violence.
It was fucked up enough. I mean, what did you want? Did you want an actual massacre like what happened at the 98 King of the Ring to happen here? I think that would have been too much. All right. I thought it was good, but Jesus Christ, I can just imagine Vince in the back having a meltdown, snapping and yelling at everyone after the match. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, to me that was the best match of the night, even though it was freaking super scary and got real with the fucking glass not breaking. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how Shane McMahon only ended up with a concussion and on a broken neck after he landed on his fucking head and neck, I'll never fucking know. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we go on to the triple threat main event match for the WWE Championship. Of course, Austin was in the back waiting for Vince to arrive in the storyline, obviously. And Agent came up to him and goes, you gotta go out there, you're next. And he tells the guy in the back, he's like, yeah, tell them I'm in the ring. I'm performing. Just tell him when he gets here, tell him I'm in the ring. I need him out there. Right? Because of the dang rumors that we were hearing throughout the show, right?
Well, this is all after he supposedly sold his soul to Vince to get the title
at WrestleMania, right?
And this was bitch stone cold.
Yeah, and the thing about this triple threat match was, like, there was rumors go around that if Jericho or Benoit was going to win this match, they would defect to WCW. Austin was a champion, but Vince even told him on the Raw prior if he loses the title like King of the Ring, then Vince wants nothing to do with him anymore after that. Right? And of course, realistically, there was only two people that could have won this match. That was Austin and Jericho. Reason being is that this would be Benoit's final match before having neck surgery, because he was going into this match with a broken neck that he broke a couple weeks prior on Raw during that TLC match about a month prior or something.
Well, technically, it was all three could have won, but realistically, they would have probably stripped Benoit of the title
because of the broken neck.
Because of the surgery.
Which obviously backstage officials and Vince McMahon knew he had to take time off to get neck surgery, which he'd be gone for about a year after this.
Right? Yeah.
So there was no way they were going to book Benoit to win it, but because then it'd have to be like, well, we got to vacate it now since our champion's gone, right?
Yeah.
If that was the case, but for the first part of the matchup, it was mostly Jericho and Benoit double teaming Austin, getting freaking revenge on Austin for causing him the tag titles, right?
Yeah.
And then Jericho chased Austin on the outside of the ring, forced him to get back in the ring, and then freaking after a little scrap, Austin got the best of Benoit here. But you know, it's a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Freaking, Jericho and Benoit were going to turn on each other. They couldn't work together for all the match, which is exactly what happened. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Benoit and Jericho battle each other. Freaking. But then Jericho turned his attention to Austin while Benoit was on the outside, and he trapped Austin into the walls of Jericho, but Benoit came back in and suplexed Jericho on the outside of the ring, obviously stopping the hold from being applied. Yeah. And then freaking Benoit locked in the crossface on Austin, but Jericho broke that up as well, right? And that made the question. This happened to Austin on, I believe, the Raw or SmackDown prior, probably Raw prior. If Jericho and Benoit both locked their finishers on Austin at the same time and Austin tapped out, who would win?
Neither, because there was only one submission, and Jericho had locked in the freaking walls of Jericho, and then Benoit locked in his crippler crossface, which made Stone Cold tap out.
Yeah,
but it didn't count.
Yeah, that wouldn't have counted considering both of them made Austin submit, so the match would have had to continue anyway.
It happened anyway, because it did happen, and it had to continue, because Earl Hebner was like, no, this doesn't count, because it's only one submission. Yeah,
you're right, that spot actually did happen in this match, that's why I had to be a smart ass and ask. Yeah, and that was like near the end of the match up here, but anyway, the match freaking continued. Austin was at this point on the outside where Jericho and Benoit are facing each other on the inside of the ring. Oh yeah, and Jericho at some point got busted open earlier in the match. I don't know what from what. As he was bleeding from the side of his head. Right?
Yeah.
But while Jericho and Benoit were knocked down, and were both knocked out in the ring, and then Austin was coming to on the outside. Who made his debut and attacked him?
Can you dig it?
Yes, the WCW champion Booker T made his WWE debut here and attacked Austin with a scissors kick and a belly-to-back scissors kick on the outside, followed by a belly-to-back suplex through the Spanish announce table, which pretty much took Austin out. Right?
Yeah.
Before being chased off by security. And is it funny, and I think it's kind of ironic that Booker T would make his WWE debut at a King of the Ring event, and then later on in his career become King Booker. That's dripping with irony, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, after Booker T was taken out by security through the crowd and stuff, back in the ring, freaking Benoit and Jericho were going at each other once again. Benoit freaking executed belly to back suplexes onto Jericho, but of course, Jericho went for Jericho nailed a belly to back suplex on Benoit, which kind of aggravated Benoit's already broken neck, right? So yeah, everyone's obvious. So it would be obvious that Benoit would be taking time off now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Jericho also went for the freaking dang lion or freaking like moonsault from the ropes, but he didn't nail Benoit all the way, right? That one kind of looked awkward, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Austin got back in the ring. Of course, Benoit fought back. And of course, Benoit fought back and nailed the diving headbutt on the friggin' dang Austin. But yeah, that's when Jericho nailed the belly to back suplex, knocking Benoit out and fucking his neck up even more, like I said. Which, a lot of confusing finish because Austin just crawled over Benoit, not even hitting a stunner, and got a pinfall win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if Benoit's neck was injured going into this match, like they rumored it was, then I guess freaking the belly to back suplex off the top rope from Jericho kind of legit busted it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the point where Benoit was like, okay, this is gonna take longer than a few weeks off to now a fucking year, right?
Yep.
Since his neck wasn't 100% going into it, and that kind of just fucked it up even more, right? Obviously. But yeah,
Yep.
your thoughts on this one?
It was a good match.
So yeah, according to rumors I heard, Benoit kind of cracked a little bit of his neck. It was like not all that serious until friggin' the belly to back suplex and he landed on his fucking neck, which broke it even more. From
Yeah.
from the information I'm gathering from this situation, right? Because he did injure in that TLC match he had a month prior, but this one kind of made it worse, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was an okay match. I thought Austin winning was a right thing to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, both Benoit and Jericho would actually get world title runs later on, but knowing the story we were going to be being told going forward, Austin retaining here was a better idea. Was a right thing to do here, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah. Jericho got I did the titles, so he was got the first championship match. Yeah. But Benoit would come back a couple years later after his neck surgery and win the title.
Yeah, like it was in December of '01 that Jericho would unify the WCW and WWE World Championships. Or WWE Championships, whatever, right? And of course,
Yep.
Benoit won the World Heavyweight title during the main event of WrestleMania 20. Obviously, that followed this event a couple years later. So it wasn't all bad for them that they took the loss in this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway. So anyway, now we go on to what I call our favorite part of the review, and that's our rating system and final grade. So, Kurt Angle defeating Christian in that semi-final match, I gave that one a 3 out of 5. What do you say on it?
For now.
Yeah. Edge defeating Rhino in the other King of the Ring semifinal match. I also gave that one 3 out of 5.
4.
The Dudley Boys defeating Spike Dudley and Kane to retain the tag team championships. I also gave that one 3 out of 5. I'm sensing a pattern here with my scoring system.
4.
Edge defeating Kurt Angle in that King of the Ring final match. I gave that one 3.25 out of 5.
Mm, 4.
Jeff Hardy defeating X-Pac to retain the light heavyweight championship. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 3.5.
The Undertaker annihilating Diamond Dallas Page in that one-sided, unsanctioned fight. I gave that one 4 out of 5, despite it being a segment and not a real match.
1 billion.
1 being. What kind of score is that, right? Kurt Angle defeating Shane McMahon in that street fight. I gave that one 5 out of 5. Easy.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 for the fucking performance of not fucking showing that they were fucking injured and shit.
Yep. And of course, the main event that saw Stone Cold defeat Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit in that triple threat match to retain the W Championship. I gave that one 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 4.5. It could have been better.
So yeah, my personal final grade for King of the Ring 2001 is a C. Not C, is a B minus. The street fight, obviously, freaking helping the final grade along with the triple threat match.
About a C.
So yeah, about the same. So, now's the time where we usually reveal what our next freaking classic pay-per-view review will be, but I figure we don't need to do that, considering at time of recording this, or tomorrow is the Night of Champions pay-per-view for this year, right? So
yes.
So instead of revealing the next classic review, which next week will be your pick, I figure you can do that after when we're done reviewing Night of Champions 2026 this weekend.
Oh, I was doing that regardless.
Yep. So instead, I figured, well, might as well just do what we always do when it comes to the time our last classic review before a current pay-per-view, and that's give our predictions. So. Here's our predictions for Night of Champions 2026. Here we go. Jey Uso versus Obafemi in the King of the Ring 2026 final. Yeah, I would have to say Jey Uso for that one. Not because
I would say Jey because he does deserve it, but also because Brock Lesnar wants his last match to be at SummerSlam. They literally building up Obafemi as this next big thing, as so the next Brock Lesnar.
Like
that they're gonna either have Lesnar face him at Survivor Series
or SummerSlam.
Or SummerSlam, I meant, and either have Oba win or Brock to win to have a final confrontation.
Like I know.
Which either way, it doesn't matter because the loss would not even affect Brock Lesnar's fucking career at all.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Jey Uso is not liked by a whole lot of people on the WIC or the internet wrestling community, but let me explain. Obafemi winning the King of the Ring tournament. That's what most people want. Yes, it would be awesome to see him get a championship match at SummerSlam. I mean, hell, Obafemi should have got a WWE title match yesterday. But I honestly, my only logic to say Jey Uso is going to win is I think fucking there'll be some interference and Brock Lesnar is probably going to come out and cost Obafemi the win, thus setting up their SummerSlam rematch.
Well, Obafemi said he's gonna get revenge for the loss, and they're 1-1.
Yeah.
And normally when they do a 1-1 for the fucking shit, they normally do a tiebreak. And Brock Lesnar wants his last match at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Where he debuted.
So next match we got the Queen of the Ring finals, which sees Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, and as we know, Liv Morgan's already the women's world champion. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to pick Io Sky to freaking for my prediction. What do you say on that?
Even though you picked Liv Morgan to win for the predictions on Slam, but yeah, I think Io is gonna be a 2-time Queen of the Ring.
Hey, just because I picked Liv Morgan on Slam doesn't mean that my prediction for that stayed the same. I actually changed my mind on that one. Right?
Because the only thing that if Liv Morgan does win, the only thing that she's gonna do is try to unify the women's title, which has never been done.
Yeah, if Liv Morgan wins, she can't go on to challenge herself at SummerSlam. Since he's already women's world champion, so I guess the only option Liv Morgan would have in this case, if she wins the Queen of the Ring, is to challenge the women's champion Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam to try to unify the titles. But if Io Sky wins the Queen of the Ring tournament, they can actually tell a story here, which would involve Io Sky saying, "I want Liv Morgan again at SummerSlam for the women's world title. I already beat her on pay-per-view once, I can do it again." Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I say Io Sky is probably the better pick for Queen of the Ring.
Which they'll most likely probably have the Judgment Day implode. Because they honestly already starting to form cracks in the
Judgment
foundation of it, because JD got fucking taken out and he has concussion or whatever, and storyline wise.
Yep. So
and Raquel Rodriguez was upset that she lost, and they're gonna probably push her as a for a singles run, anyways.
So yeah, moving on to the next match, we got the United States title match. We got champion Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. I predict Trick Williams. Just because. Really no reason.
I think
Yep. So yeah, just because. Next, the steel cage match: Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. They're both one apiece. Breaker won at the last pay-per-view they had, which was Backlash. Or Breaker won at Backlash. Freaking Shane McMahon won on Shane McMahon. Seth Rollins won on Raw, right?
no.
So this is kind of the this is the tiebreaker match. They're both one apiece. My prediction is Seth Rollins. And not because I'm a Rollins fanboy, I think Seth Rollins deserves a win on pay-per-view at least to end the feud.
I think Breaker.
Yeah? So what's your reasoning for that? Just out of curiosity.
They're literally building up Breaker as being a main event superstar. And they're going to have Rollins retire at some point because his body is not going to last very long because he's already had so many damn surgeries.
Let's just hope when Seth Rollins makes his entrance at Night of Champions tomorrow night at night of recording.
He doesn't wear anything from fucking Becky Lynch's closet.
Is it bad I was about to steal your joke and say that?
I knew where the fuck you were going. That's why I'm like, I made that fucking joke fucking yesterday.
Yep. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, for once. It's like for once, we have, for the first time on a WWE pay-per-view, a WWE Women's United States Championship match. It only took them about freaking 2 years. Right? But we have Tiffany Stratton defending against Jade Cargill.
Cargill.
Yeah, despite what I said on Slam, I think Jade Cargill's going to win because if they're not going to have her win the women's title, they might as well just have her take the secondary championship.
Well, they're going to have her win the title eventually. It's just that right now because Cargill beat Tiffany for the title.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany screwed Cargill for the title, and then Tiffany won the United States title, and now they're either deciding to push Tiffany and Cargill to go after the women's title yet again, and they're deciding which one to push.
Yep.
For right now.
Yep. So and last,
we all know Stratton is going to probably challenge for the women's title anyway, and Jade Cargill is going to go for the title regardless because she wants to get the win back on Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Yeah, and wasn't it fucking Jade Cargill who ended Tiffany Stratton's women's title reign last year to begin with?
Yes, when she turned heel.
So yeah, we know the history between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, and Jade Cargill's been winning ever since their first encounter.
Yes.
But who knows? Maybe Tiffany can pull out the freaking surprise win over Jade Cargill for once and surprise it and shock everyone. But I still say my prediction as of right now is still Jade Cargill. And last but not least, we got the triple threat match for the WWE Championship as its champion Cody Rhodes defending against both Gunther and Sami Zayn. Yeah, this one's kind of hard to pick. I do like the story they're telling on SmackDown. But if I had to predict one of the three, which obviously is what I'm doing, I'm gonna say freaking Cody Rhodes to retain.
I'd say Cody, like I did on Slam, but Sami Zayn could pull up an upset and win his first major title.
Or Gunther can squash our hopes and dreams by taking the win and the WWE Championship.
Because he'll be able to win. He'll be able to enter the Grand Slam Club because he's already won the Intercontinental, the U.S. title, both tag team titles.
Yeah, but what would your opinion on Gunther WWE Championship reign be? And just because I have five legendary Gunther cards on Slam app right now, doesn't mean I'm a fanboy of his.
It's overrated.
I mean, yes, Gunther freaking produces bangers of matches, but I'm not freaking a big, fanboy of his. Right? But yeah, my prediction is Cody Rhodes to win. I wouldn't mind Sami Zayn winning his first WWE Championship here. Like you said, he's held every championship except for the big ones. Yeah, Sami Zayn is a former NXT champion, but he's never been world champion or WWE champion yet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, either way, my prediction is still Cody Rhodes to retain the title here. So yeah, that's our predictions for Night of Champions 2026. Anything else you want to add to it before I wrap things up?
Funny thing is that there's no WWE Championship up on from Raw.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is not defending his his world championship at this show. Yeah, there may be a world championship match at freaking Money in the Bank or obviously at SummerSlam, but there's not a world title match here on this show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, I think the match that are going to stand out the most is probably going to be the cage match and the triple threat match, and maybe the Queen and King of the Ring matches, right?
Yep.
So anyway, that's our predictions for Night of Champions 2026. So yeah, we'll talk to you all when we review the Night Champions 2026 pay per view. So until then, we will catch you all later. Peace.
Deuces.